What's up, everyone? Welcome into the Nerding Out podcast, where we go over one anime, one gaming topic, and one pondering topic. Hopefully, the anime, the game, and this type of nerdy stuff is your type of style. If not, stick around anyways. And without further ado, let's get into the intro. Alrighty, welcome back, everyone, to the podcast. So first and foremost, we will get into our intros. So I am SquallRush, gamer and podcaster. Kind of an anime nerd as well. Got the Linktree /SquallRush. Check that out if you want to follow my other platforms. Please do. I greatly appreciate that. I got the Buy Me a Coffee account just in case there's no donate button wherever you're watching from. Let's see. Announcements. I did just drop a new Sparking Zero reverse Nuzlocke video today. It's
God bless
me
you.
versus DT Dub. Thank you. I'm using Super Saiyan Gogeta, the Z version. He's using Jiren. So check that out if you want to see who won and moved on to the next character. Got some new Pokemon TCG videos I'm working on next. And a new anime sessions video. It's going to be a Death Note video. So be on the lookout for those. Intro question will be, who is your favorite Marvel villain? And mine is Thanos. Alright, let's go with Hunter, Seven Ninja, then Brockstrap last.
All right, everybody. You know it's Secret Code Sauce. You can find me at the local bar. And do I have any announcements? You can follow me on TikTok at Hunter on Tick. I got a couple of funny videos on there. Most of them suck. And who's my favorite Marvel villain? Thor's sister. She was pretty hot.
Doesn't surprise me. Alrighty, Seven Ninja.
Okay. I'm 7ninja7. You can find me at MeWe, GameJoy, and Rumble. It should lead you right back to my Rumble channel. Anyway, my most recent thing I need to talk about. No, I don't got any announcements. So, my favorite Marvel villain has to be. I'm not necessarily sure if we're gonna say he's an outright villain, but like Star-Lord's dad, not Ego, but the pirate dad he had.
Okay.
Yondu from the Scavengers.
Yeah, I'm not
Ravager.
His father.
His
Yeah,
father.
Yondu.
Yeah.
I may not be your father, but I'm your daddy. I'm pretty sure that was from the.
Yeah, I think that's from the second one.
Yeah,
That's
it was
when
the second one.
That's when they meet Ego too. That's the same day,
Yep.
same episode movie. That's
Alright, Brockstrap, take it away.
Rockstrap55 on YouTube, Rumble, Facebook, and sometimes Twitch. Just pumping out Pokemon content. I was very inactive last week, and I might not be super active this week either. I'm just trying to get stuff balanced between work, family, and content. So, just how it goes. But Brockstrap55 again. And yeah, come check me and Squall out, do our Soul Link challenge. It's pretty fun. Good times.
All right. Well, that's everyone. Make sure you guys hit them with some follows. Please do. On all their platforms. We'd all greatly appreciate it. Check out their stuff and all their content. They got some good stuff as well. All right. And we will start the anime segment.
The videos. I don't stream on Facebook.
Okay. All right. Welcome back, everybody. Today's episode, if you didn't see the title, is... Oh, shit. I forgot to change the Twitch title and stuff. Nerding Out podcast. Dororo episode. For all the viewers out there who didn't watch this anime, I feel sorry for you. It's actually awesome. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was more of a shot at Hunter because he didn't watch it. I feel sorry for you. This anime was pretty awesome. Not gonna
Don't
lie.
feel sorry for me, Mr. fucking Switcheroo. You said it was going to be invincible.
I did not say it was going to be invincible.
I
You
didn't hear it.
suggested invincible, and I said it was going to be. I said it was going to be Dororo.
Don't do that, Brockstrap, you fucking asshole. You watched Invincible with me, motherfucker. You can't switch sides now. We both thought it was Invincible.
That wasn't at his direction. That was all me.
You said on the 25th, what's our next show? And if there's none, is everyone okay with Invincible? Invincible is definitely a good one, but Goblin Slayer is next. And the other one after that is chosen already too. I forget what it is though. Seven Ninja. What is it again? But I'm down for Invincible after.
And Seven Ninja put Invincible.
Bring in the receipts.
No. Here, let me tag you for the receipts. Secret cold sauce.
Hang on, read it again. You just fucking said. I'm gonna read it, motherfucker. I know. Hang on. How far up is this?
Like
Dororo,
not very
that's
far.
right. Thank you. We can do Invincible after Dororo. Oh man. Oh, look at
What's
that.
that
On the 25th of last month.
I got it. I'm out it.
It's
Invincible
damn near
is
a month
definitely good
ago.
one. But Goblin Slayer is next, and the one after that
already
is
did
chosen
Goblin
already
Slayer.
too. I forget what it is. Ninja. What was it again? But I'm down. I'm down for Invincible after. And then
After the one Seven Ninja chose.
Poo poo pee pee. Bo 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 bo. And then he went back on his own suggestion and said more like no 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 no. And I was like, more like yeah 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 yeah.
Oh no.
You guys are fools.
And
I
then
I
I
did.
can't
Ninja
clip that.
says Goblin Slayer for nerding out, and then after that, something's wrong with my phone.
Yeah.
I don't think Ninja wants me to say this online. After that, we go to a gay parade? What the fuck?
Oh no.
All right. Dororo, right?
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, bro. Too many same syllables.
Dun 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 dun.
Alright, Seven Ninja, if you would like to give us a small rundown of the Dororo anime, now's your time to shine.
Okay. So
This movie does
the premise of Dororo is that imagine you just had a son and your world is kind of a mess. And you decide to sell your son's soul, his body, pretty much everything,
How messy is this world?
2 demons in order to make your land better. That is the start. That is episode 1. We also do meet Dororo, the side character. She's a main character, also a side character. We end up meeting Dororo, but the premise or the main point of the story that you need to know is that the boy that's body was basically sold is fighting for his body parts back by killing the demons that have eaten those body parts. And just in case anyone's wondering, why is he still alive? If you remember from the very beginning, when the Buddha head got sliced off, that Buddha goddess gave the head so that the child could survive.
Oh,
Wonderful. I feel like I've seen it.
I just watched like an episode where the mom was talking about the Buddha head. I forgot about that part.
Yeah.
Let's see. First thoughts between me, Seven Ninja, and Brock. So it's basically a story about the boy who gets his body parts back, and he's badass as fuck, all about those hands. He ain't no wimp. That usually Secret Cold Sauce over there is turned off by animes about. So he would have enjoyed this one. And he goes on a journey to get the stuff back, and he's super cool while doing it. There's even a part where he actually gets his real leg chewed off, and he's still all about them hands. He's trying to go back in there and keep fighting. So just trying to make Secret Cold Sauce mad that he didn't watch it even more, because
it almost sounds like it almost makes me want Amazon Prime, you rich bastards.
I think he's still stuck on Invincible, but anyway.
All right, Brockstrap. I think you've seen enough of like your little cliff notes or whatever. What do you think of the anime so far?
It is fucking pretty cool. The animation's done really well. The characters are interesting. It does seem like Hyakkimaru is definitely the kind of guy that like is just gonna be relentless, right? No matter what situation he's in. Has the moves.
Yeah, bro, Hyakkimaru's a dog.
Yeah, it looks like it. I find it interesting. We mentioned this a little bit before the podcast, but it looks as the more he gets humanized and loses his prosthetics, the more vulnerable his body will become. But he also has that inherent drive, like you were saying when he was getting that leg bit, that didn't seem to slow him down much, because he already kind of, I don't know if it's like a mind over matter kind of thing, but yeah, it looks pretty good. The anime style is done really well. It kind of has that darker kind of more, I don't know, kind of like Grimgar-ish style animation, to where the movements are pretty fluid, but it's kind of got just that overlaying kind of dark lighting for a more serious tone.
I see what you mean.
Overall, just kind of cool. I mean, I guess that isn't really like a good description, but I'll definitely want to get into it a bit more. The story seems pretty neat. One of those weird ones. I personally always kind of dislike the ones where the child gets sacrificed for the sake of the parent. Should never be like that. I guess it was more than just the parent. It seemed like it was for the land, right? If you're ruling over a people, then I guess what sacrifices are you as a leader willing to make for your people? Like the train car kind of thing, right? Are you going to take the railroad with the one person, or the railroad with the many? The one seems to be the more logical.
Yeah,
I don't know.
their world was already like I said it earlier, but like their world was already a mess, and so
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm condoning it, but yeah, I guess I understand why he made the choice.
I
Right.
don't understand
So
it.
there is a level of fucked up where killing babies becomes acceptable.
No, I mean
Yeah.
he tried to sacrifice his baby, but it wasn't fully sacrificed. I don't.
Well, I'm
I
not
don't
gonna
agree
completely
with
rule
it.
it out.
So all
If
right,
it- if-
here's. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Sacrificing a baby because you're not willing to take your own responsibility, or sacrificing a baby for the sake of everybody else in your land to prosper. I think those are two completely different moral problems. I would never say sacrificing a baby, period, is okay. But for one, I understand it leagues above the other. So, anyways, that's me.
I don't understand it. Like the world's his village or whatever it is, city is already in shambles. Like, bro, it's like if he doesn't sacrifice his baby, what changes? Like just build it back up. Like if they were in shit before, they're gonna be in shit, but he has a baby now. Like he made a deal with demons. I would never make a deal with demons. First and foremost, and that's my ear to the throne, hair to the throne. Like I don't know. I just don't understand. Just build it back up with your own hands. You're just too lazy, or just like what's it called? Yeah, you're either just too lazy or want to take the quick route. There's no quick route
Cowardly.
to success. Yeah, that's just my 2 cents on it. What about you, Seven Ninja?
I mean, like I said before, I understand why he made the choice, but the reality of the situation is that like you're living in a world where things got that bad, and this guy looks pretty old, at least especially at that time. He still has enough time for, he had enough experience where he was already ruling it. So it got that bad because, well, one, things happened within in the world itself, but two, because of his decisions, and so. And he is the leader, so it is his fault at the end of the day.
So, given that it's his fault that his little village turned to shit, now he's taking the easy route out and sacrificing his kid for demons.
And
See, then I definitely don't agree with that. Man, take responsibility and build it back up, or get dethroned and have someone who has better potential than you to build the city back up.
Oh, for sure.
mm,
No, there's
So
a
it's
reason.
more. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say there's a reason pride is a sin. If you're too prideful, then it can harm others. You know.
Yeah, to me, that's even more selfish. He didn't want to lose his spot as the king, so he sacrificed his son. And like later in the show, he tries to frame it like he tells his son or something like that. We sacrificed the. Would you rather like set the boy free and destroy all the demons, so you can have your innocence, or like lose like the whole village's prosperity over this? Like, and then they were like talking about like you wanted to do this for your own ambition and like not the village's, and he's like the village's ambition is my ambition, and all this stuff. He like tries to frame it like he's doing it for the village, but like everything like I'm hearing now is just nah, dude. He's just selfish. I don't know.
like I said before, it's like at the end of the day, it's not like he was super young. He has been there for a while. You can see the experience on his body, his age, and so he's been there for a while. If it got like that, it is his fault. Yes, I think he was in a war with someone, so maybe you could argue something there as well. But at the end of the day, that is still on him. At the end of the day, leaders always have to take the fall. Another point we have to look at would be the fact of the demons are killing people. Like, regardless of how good their world is, the demons are going around killing people. And you're going to have to deal with it at some point because they are getting worser and worser. And that is something that kept being true and everyone's life. Yeah, things got worse on the sense of the society outside of it, but everyone's life was getting worse as those demons were existing. So, and there's also if the other son probably would have ended up slaying the last of the demons anyway, just because his people are getting destroyed. That's just happening. So, whether Hikimaro does it or not, I think that story still would have ended with all of them dead in the end anyway.
Brock.
Nothing to deal with the actual anime, but Cold Sauce was whining about Amazon Prime and us being rich effers. So is that the excuse to not watch Dororo?
Oh, damn.
Oh no.
Because, like, if that's the case, like, what are you watching Invincible on? They're on the same streaming platform.
I think he stepped away.
Where's
He
the
might have.
response, Hunter? Where's the response?
Fuck. I've been talking to you with a with a fucking muted mic. No, I think that the website, yeah, it is the reason that I couldn't watch Dororo. But the reason that I can watch Invincible, there's this website. I'm not sure if I should say the name of it. On
okay,
here.
okay. Pirate
Yeah.
Bay.
Yes, because
Yeah.
I'm a pirate. Yeah. I'm looking for the One Piece right now.
Booty
That's
pirate.
why I couldn't watch Dororo. I was busy looking for the fucking One Piece.
Oh no.
7 Ninja gave you the website yesterday.
Yesterday.
I'm not surprised. I am
You
not
want me to watch
surprised.
a whole fucking anime yesterday?
Hey, I say
5
five.
episodes. We
Five
give up 5 episodes at least.
Lacey gets free
Last time I
with
did
her
5
job.
episodes, y'all was like, "Oh man, you didn't watch enough."
Look,
Just enough for like the
episodes.
world and animation with some thoughts.
I was
on
to say,
it.
it was kind of weird you were just letting me poo-poo on you there for no comeback.
Yeah, man, I was fucking talking, and then this thing was muted.
That's all right.
Oh, hilarious.
I muted myself because I'm eating chips right now. I'm on my last can of chips, and
Okay.
yeah, they're
You muted
medicinal
something.
chips. They have special creams and herbs in them. It's let me see what it's called: sour cream and onion. There we go. Yeah.
To his defense, I'll be fair on this. I do have Amazon Prime and I still didn't watch it myself. So,
Oh yeah.
to be fair,
Oh yeah.
Ah. So, what do we think about the main character?
Which one?
Dororo or
Hyakimaru.
Hyakimaru?
Hyakimaru.
In some form of way, I mean, his character, especially in the early steps, he's just purely a man of action. We don't really start hearing his voice until like at least around halfway. But like you can kind of see it, like how like a Goblin Slayer is so focused on the goblins, like he's focused on getting his body back. Yes, he does care about Dororo, but like this is just on him. He wants his body back, and he rightly so. We could see, I think the B.Y. Maru, or the priest, the blind priest
Mm-hmm.
with the sword for Ebrock's trap. We could see with him, he was saying like, hey, you know, the more and more you're getting your body parts back, the more you're becoming damaged as a person, because you're becoming more machine-like. You're becoming more, and like I think it was the girl that was acting as a I think they call them geishas in some senses, but she in this sense is a prostitute. She was able to heal his
Years.
energy.
You talking about
What'd you
the
say?
Mio, the
Yeah,
singing
Mio.
chick, right?
The singing, she does do some singing. Yeah, that's right. But
yeah,
Mio,
because like
yeah.
he first got his ears or his hearing back, and everything was too loud until he heard her off in the distance singing, and then like it kind of calmed him down from everything being too loud.
Yeah, so like, we were seeing signs of him I don't know outright if he would have became a demon, but I think I'm gonna take the route of Sekiro. I don't know if you guys ever played Sekiro, but there's a Shura path, and then there's the and in the Shura path, he becomes a more warpath kind of person. Not just I'm good at my craft, and I want to serve my lord. He becomes a person that just goes for kills just for killing. And so I believe the path that he would have ended up taking is the Shura path had he not had something to calm his nerves, his spirit down.
Yeah, honestly, I think she, not her directly, like made him more on the evil path. But it was like the fact that like the samurai or whatever like raided the village and like killed her and like the kids. And then once he heard her like singing weekly, he like understood that she's dying. And then he went on a crazy like anger, like slayed like the samurais and stuff there. And then that's kind of like what tainted his energy. Like I think like the blind guy like saw the like, oh, he's killed humans before now.
Holy shit. I just watched the Dororo AMV. I fucking missed out. This chick is badass.
What chick?
Dick.
You telling me that's a dude?
That's been a guy this whole time.
Telling you that's a dude.
The one that looks like kind of like Madara.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah, that's a dude. That's a
With
whole
the-
dude.
With the black hair and the red eyes and the fucking, he's got knives coming out of his elbows.
Yeah, that's a dude.
All right, whatever. I'm gay.
So you said Sekiro. I thought you were talking about the anime Sekiro, which is entirely different.
Yeah, this is a guy.
That's
Hyakimaru.
a whole man. That's a whole man.
Look like a girl in this video, homie.
I think your second brain was talking.
Me specifically,
At least it
I
wasn't
kind of
first
wanted to bring up like, how is he so strong? Is it just because like he's the father to, or he's the son of the Daigo Lord?
I think so I'm gonna go with the idea of we can maybe say that about the brother, but he's also a samurai, and that seems to be being a samurai means that you have some level of skill. Of course, when you look at the samurai that fight in the war, they're not that great. So I don't really know on that opinion. But going back to Hakimaru, at least, like when you think about it, right? Like this guy's missing all of his body parts at the very beginning, and he has to learn how to use it. This guy is probably pulling some like Daredevil type stuff, where like he's having to like feel the vibrations in the air. Matter of fact, do you remember when we watched Blue Eyed Samurai, and the blacksmith guy was having her train using the vibrations to perfect herself? In that way, I believe it's the same logic, because he has to fight in a way that allows him to be able to see without being able to see, to hear, to be able to hear. He's using his senses that he doesn't have, or just using the spiritual senses. And in this way, the spiritual senses and the learning of a body that doesn't necessarily exist has allowed him to be able to fight targets that, in theory, even the weakest person should not be able to handle.
So it's because he's blind. He's able to. His senses are heightened.
Yes, greatly heightened. I mean, he's missing everything.
Yeah, he can't feel. He can't feel. He can't smell. He can't hear. Can't see. He can only sense energy, I believe. At the beginning, at least. Bro, that opening scene when he was first introduced. What is that? Ice cream?
Sushi bake and seaweed.
Gucci bake? What's Gucci bake?
Seen a little weak.
Sushi.
Oh, sushi bake.
Sushi. not
Mm,
not the
a
other
little
thing.
Seaweed.
Yeah, that first episode, the opening scene when like Hyakimaru was born and they showed the baby, like, there's something wrong with the baby. They showed it. Oh God, bro, that was horrifying. Seeing like no eyes, no nose,
Is
and
that
just
like
like
Full Metal Alchemist, like mother coming back, kind of gruesome, or what?
it was. I think it was worse than that, to be
I
honest.
think it was worse.
Yeah, it was,
Would you say it beats the daughter that got mixed with the dog?
that was not like horrifying. That was just more of like sickening, you know, like this bastard. Like I was more pissed at the dad than anything for doing that.
He's talking to
Like,
after Scar killed it, right?
that was sad. No, like this was like actually like, oh God, like horrifying. Like I was like scared to look at the baby, like because it was just so gross and nasty. Like it was a big shock to my senses. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, 'cause
Like the
after
other ones, Full Metal Alchemist was just more like I just felt hatred for the dad. Go ahead.
Right,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, because the corpse of the dog Chimera thing was looking pretty gruesome after Scar got through with it.
Oh yeah, that made me sad, bro. That was just sad. Like I wasn't sad over the baby, like looking like that. I was just horrified.
Right.
But yeah, I think this anime kind of gives me like Devilman Crybaby, Cyberpunk Edge Runner vibes, like the animation at least. I don't know about the story. Like I feel like the story, like the main character has like redeeming qualities where he might not die at the end. Cause like I think it was what's his name? Nate, who brought up that if in any type of like show shown in America, if the main character is into like drugs or killing in any way, like something super bad that America doesn't like, then they have to die at the end. So like, what's his name? David in Cyberpunk Edge Runners, since he was like a ruthless gang member, and like it was like under the impression that he was doing a lot of drugs, that's why he was shooting himself up all the time. And then that's why he had to die. What's up, Fodub? Welcome in. But this one is just like he's killed a few humans, but I feel like there might be some redeeming qualities. I didn't finish it. I think I'm like getting close. I'm like around episode 18, 19-ish. So I didn't watch the whole thing, but I feel like he's gonna survive because like even though he's all about killing the demons and getting his body parts back, like it's also about like him just not being a one-track mind. It's him learning to be kind of humanish too, you know. He's learning to love Dororo. He goes back to his dad, and like, or not his dad, but the guy who gave him his prosthetic limbs, and like that guy can see that like he's missing a leg, one of his prosthetic legs, and he's like, hey, I need a new prosthetic leg. And he's like, no, I'm not gonna give you one. I can see you're turning like evil. If I give you a prosthetic leg, you're just gonna keep going down the wrong path. And like he's like, you don't really have anybody. He's like, no, I do. I got Dororo, even though Dororo's not here right now. And then like his dad's kind of like, wait, what? You found someone that you actually like care about now? So it's like about like him.
Dr. Shukai?
Dr. Shuhei. I think it was the guy you were talking about that's like who gave him his prosthetics before the podcast.
Yep.
That guy.
Jukai.
Oh, Shukai. Yeah. I don't remember his name, but let's call him that. Yeah, so he sees him again eventually, and like he's like, this guy is all about not killing, and like so once he sees Hyakimaru, Joe and fam, just finished dinner, now time for Assassin's Creed Shadows. Oh damn, haven't played that game, but I know Hunter is all about Assassin's Creed. But yeah, so it's I feel like since he's like after like Dororo again, like it kind of shifts like the goal of him
Playing
being the
Assassin's Creed
wanna.
right now.
Oh, yep, called it. So it kind of shifts his goal of wanting to just get his body parts only. Yeah, that's like his goal still, but it's more about like him and like his love for Dororo
Right.
and becoming like more human. I don't know. Maybe
thing-
one of you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. Go ahead, Summon Ninja.
One thing I'm kind of bothered by, like, I get it to an extent because, like, you start asking that question, like, when he starts getting his body parts back and the world's getting worse. It's like, is it a good idea that the world gets worse just because you get your body's parts back? But then you have that other question that has to be looked at, which is that, listen, you can say that because you have all your body parts. You've been allowed to exist as a regular human. I did not get that. So while you may want to throw all these airs in there, for me, this is more important than your morals or your society. And so it's like you see that question come. It kind of bothers me. I see why they're bringing the question up. At the same time, it's too late. It's way too late. I feel for this dude a little too much. And I think if I were to redo this story, I think that we should have seen more of the effects of him getting his body parts back early on or throughout the story. Because for a good period, like I don't really remember seeing anything really going wrong until like they outright brought it up.
I like the fact that he doesn't really dwell on like anything either. He just keeps moving forward. Like when he first meets his parents again for the first time, he's like more interested than anything, like and curious. Like I want to meet these people, kind of just popping up out of nowhere, and then they're just trying to kill him, or the dad's trying to kill the son, Hyakimaru. And like afterwards, after that whole ordeal happens, like he doesn't really like sit there and mope or anything. He just keeps trying to kill demons to get his body parts back. Is like, so I kind of like that part about it. It kind of, I mean, there's like flashes in his head of his mom saying, "I can't save you," blah blah blah. But like he doesn't really like sit down and cry about it or nothing. Like it kind of like portrays him as like this boy who's still kind of learning how to be human and process emotions a little bit. And it's like you could tell he's not fully all there in understanding of like social cues and stuff, because like even with the whole like him seeing his dad again, and like he's like, "Hey, I need this leg back." Like, "No, you're gonna go kill more people with it." I'm like, "Yeah, that's fine, but let me get this leg back still." Like he doesn't really understand like killing people is wrong. He's like innocent as fuck, you know. I'm kind of losing my train of thought, but you get what I'm saying, right?
He's so innocent. He kills many people.
Well, because he's like a baby still in an older version. Like he doesn't really know right from wrong. He's just kind of going forward. You know?
Innocent.
Yeah.
Chaotic good.
Pretty much. But I'm just kind of rooting for him. Like hopefully because like after like Mio dies and he kills all like those samurai, like the blind guy, like the way he sees people is like he sees like a grayish aura like in the shape of a human ish, and like that means they're good people if they have that. If they have red around like as an aura, that means they're evil, and he like goes and attacks them. And like the blind guy can also see people, like the blind old man can also see people like this. So when he looks at Hyakimaru after that incident, he sees little traces of red in his aura, in Hyakimaru's aura. So like I'm kind of hoping he somehow purifies all that nonsense that happened.
I feel like that red, at least for Hakimaru, is more like rage, more like if you started liking people and then people were taking those people away from you, you can kind of see how that would cause a resentment towards maybe not humankind, but like samurai in this case. And so it's like he might become that might have been just a more of a hatred energy. That being said, red shows up differently depending on who you're dealing with.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like it would have been I'm glad that the Biwamaru, the priest, ends up being that sort of father figure for him throughout the story. Because at the end of the day, I'm not a fan of pacifist at all, but like the doctor guy, the puppeteer guy, he's missing a lot of information. He has no idea. And he just straight up says, like, I don't want to give you your leg back because you killed people. But it's like, yeah, you got to defend yourself in this world. You might get attacked by demons, So it's just like, I am kind of glad the priest is there, because the priest is like that middle ground, which is like, yes, there are bad people out here. There's also good people. And he was kind of that guiding figure, even though it wasn't that way in the very beginning, because like at the end of the day, this is a stranger. But over time, they learned from this guy. And so I'm kind of glad he was there in the place of that puppeteer guy.
Okay. And he shared the same like blindness where you can only see energy as Hyakimaru.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I did like how, I remember like Hyakimaru's dad also, his energy, I think his energy had traces of red as well around him. Like kind of the same as Hyakimaru's. I'm kind of like, I didn't watch all the way, so I'm guessing they'll reveal why that is later in the anime. Because like, as far as my knowledge is, like, I didn't see his dad kill any humans. He just sacrificed his son to the demons. And he's just like lying about it, like being like, nah, I did it for the village, when he's just selfish.
I think you've seen this. Have you seen the mark on his head?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's like, I think his is more concentrated versus like it being very radical and explosive. Like the demons, his is a lot more concentrated because he's the one that made the deal.
Okay.
No, I don't want to talk about that. It's a spoiler for you, and I don't want to hop in there. I don't want to hop in there, so we're not going to talk about it.
Okay, yeah, because I definitely want to finish watching this. This show is actually pretty good. I was really trying to finish watching this before the Nerding Out episode. I got pretty hooked pretty quick, I'm not going to lie.
I'm telling you, Hunter would watch this, but the amateur that he is can't watch this.
I heard my name. What's going on?
Amateur. That's all I gotta say.
We're saying that you were saying you would have liked this anime, and without saying who said the amateur that you are, you missed
It was
out on
Ninja.
it.
That's the part I heard.
I didn't say it. I didn't say the name.
Amateur at what, huh?
I'm about to see what the baby looks like, I think.
Yeah, let me see if I can find Hakimaru as a baby.
I'm an amateur at what, Ninja?
I have the movie going on right now.
At being a dweeb.
How long to watch a single episode? Let me know.
It depends on my level of brain rot at the time.
I'm not looking because I'm about to see anyway.
Wait a minute, what is this? Is this a remake of an old anime? What's up, Kinesi?
Yeah, I think that's the old one. Yeah, it's gotta be, because they look...
Oh shit, I didn't know it was a remake of an old anime.
Yeah. I like the new version. It's pretty good.
Dororo first anime.
Oh shit. It looks like a re-dead from Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time.
Mm-hmm.
If I were to go.
And they made Hakimaru look so muscular back then. Yo, Kineasy just raided the stream. Hey, appreciate you, broski. Let's see, what soundboard should I play? Where the hell is my mouse?
This is what I'm thinking of here when I see the baby.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Yeah, I see it. I see it.
Yeah.
See it.
All right. I do kind of like, because I remember a Devilman Crybaby had like a really old anime and like a old manga. I went back and read the manga because like I kind of like seeing like animes like built off of really old mangas. Like it's called. I did
This
that.
mom is based, man.
Yeah, she's cool. She's like the
Let me
only
get that
normal
thing.
one. Even like Parasite. Have you guys seen Parasite?
Yeah.
I've only seen some clips.
So
Heard it's
that
good.
I
Yeah,
watched
it's a
it all
cool
the way
one.
through.
so like
It's
at the toward the like you know how at the beginning it looks like they got cell phones and all that stuff. It looks like it was made recently, but toward the end they're like in like a forest and stuff like that to fight the final boss, and like he's like taking refuge with an old lady. I'm like, this feels very old school now all of a sudden. So I like looked it up, and Parasite was actually based off a really old manga from like the 50s or 60s as well. Bodub says the Parasite was great, but the main character cried a little too much. Don't say that, bro. We're gonna do a Parasite episode in the future, and we don't want Hunter
It's
to
too
not
late.
watch again.
I heard it. I'm already done.
Parasite. When did the Parasite manga come out?
You'll get Blaine. Don't worry about it.
No, it's really cool though, dude. Actually,
What?
Parasite.
Oh
Like
yeah,
the-
it's cool.
The brain twists and like just the action sequences are all really dope. It's
Mhm.
got a couple it's got a baddie scientist lady in there too, so
That
if
sounds
that's,
like Attack
that
on
sounds like
Titan
something
now.
to entice secret into it. Let me see if I can find the photo that
Odub says not as bad as Attack on Titan. Aaron does the most crying for any main character. That's powerful. I don't know. I feel like Aaron was all about those hands, bro. He's really trying to kill like those Titans.
Is he talking about when his mom died?
Yeah, like I could see like every time his friends die or something, he's like crying a lot.
You and Cold Toss is crazy. I don't understand.
Alright, see, we're getting to the top of the hour here.
Wait, what's
Anything
going
else?
I was
Anything
watching a
else
video.
you wanna bring up about Dororo 7 Ninja?
It was a great anime. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm going to give this one an 8.7.
I thought you said it was great.
Yeah, anything 8 above is great.
I didn't say 10. It's not a 10, but I think it's certainly 8.7.
I thought it was pretty. I think it's pretty amazing anime. All right, thank you, Kineasy. Appreciate you. It's called. I think it was pretty great anime as well. I was pretty hooked on it. I'm giving it a solid 8.5 at the very least. At the very least, though, I was thinking more like 9, but I'm trying to be as unbiased as possible because I like swords, I like cool animation, all that good stuff. So 8.5 at the very least. Let's see. Odub says, yeah, he had hands, but he was crying all the time. That self-loathing, everything is my fault mentality is so tiring to see in the anime. I can see that. I kind of enjoyed that. They gave a different point of view to anime characters. And he says Ichigo is the last main character that didn't cry. Ichigo was sick, bro.
He
Ichigo
cried
is
all the
guy.
time as a child. Are you talking when he was doing the karate classes? His mom took him to karate and got beat up by Tatsuki. He did too. Cry.
What boy didn't cry when they were little?
I cried all the time.
My point precisely. Alright,
Not anymore though.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed the anime. Animation's pretty cool. I mean, it had like some slow animation parts here or there, like in the middle, but like what anime doesn't? They always got to come out with some banger anime in the beginning. As long as it's not just banger in the beginning and then banger at the end, just like kind of mid throughout the rest of the show. Like this one wasn't like mid throughout the rest of the show. It just had some mid parts here or there in some episodes. Yeah, in a little bit though. But for the most part, it was pretty good. Like the animation, I thought was pretty interesting. It gave me very Devilman Crybaby vibes. Like the animation, like had how it was like darker, like Brockstrap said. And like the thing I noticed, like it would made it similar to like Devilman Crybaby and Cyberpunk Edge Runners was like usually like skin has like 3 to 4 tones. There's like you can see the light on my face, it's bright here, and then like the shadow right here, and then there's like this middle tone here. In this anime, it was just like mid-tone and shadow. There was no like brightness anywhere on any of their faces. They had like the brightness in the hair, and that was it. So that's like why it gave me like Devilman Crybaby vibes. Devilman was like that. I'm pretty sure Cyberpunk Edge Runners was like that. But like most animes, when they really want to make anime look crisp, they add like the brightness on wherever the light's coming from to make it look super crisp. Or they give it like a shadow and an even darker shadow where there's no light hitting at all. So they like add way more details to it. But this one just gave it like a little two-tone and then that was it. But I mean, I'm not hating on it. Usually they do this to like make the animation look more fluid because it's like it takes more time to add all those colors and stuff like that. But yeah, it was good.
Later on, like now that I think about it, I feel like we got more color as he got more body parts back. I felt like that was something they were doing as a form of symbolism. I think they were doing that because now that I think about it, I remember the colors being a little more duller in the very first episodes, but getting a lot more vibrant.
Yes.
As more
Artistic genius.
a way to emphasize the fact that he is getting his body parts back and he's getting his senses
becoming
and
more
stuff like
human.
that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was more of...
If you want to talk about Dororo itself.
What was that?
I think one of you said something about Dororo herself.
Oh yeah, someone wanted to know if Dororo was a boy or a girl. Do we want to spoil that?
I think I already did, but you know what?
I thought she was the chick. I was just watching that video.
You're talking about Hyakimaru. That's not
Oh.
Dororo. Dororo is the little boy or girl,
Oh, the baby?
not the baby. Ah,
The young one that was following Hyakimaru?
Yeah.
yes.
That's a girl.
Yeah, that one's a girl. Like it's portrayed as a boy in the beginning, and then like after like a few episodes, there's like like Dororo is sick, and like there's like a nun that takes care of her and Dororo, and like washes her clothes and stuff, and then like it said right before like Dororo wakes up, she's talking to Hyakimaru saying like, isn't it tough traveling with a little girl? Like when I saw that I was like, wait, what? Like he's portrayed like Dororo's portrayed as a boy throughout the whole show until this point, and then like after Dororo regains consciousness, like Hyakimaru just got his sense of smell back, so she's like, hey, check it out, like my clothes are clean now, smell it. And then like she's like, wait a minute, if she cleaned my clothes, she took all my clothes off, right? She didn't mention anything to you, did she? So it's like it's really pointing to the fact that she wants to hide the fact that she's a girl.
Well, there's the answer. I don't know who asked that question. I just remembered it.
I think it was Brock.
But I think that's it. Unless y'all got something else to ask.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna try and finish watching this anime. So, Brockstrap, final thoughts so far.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to watch it a little bit more. I've been kind of going through the first episode here a little bit as we've been talking about it, and it's just done pretty beautifully. So, I always kind of like the feudal Japan style, like samurai stuff. It's always interesting.
All right, would you watch it?
Oh, for sure.
Okay, cool. All right, Hunter. After everything you've heard, what are your thoughts? Would you watch it?
I give it a solid 8.5. Great animation, great fight choreography, great artwork, and I think that if I don't have a lot of trouble getting to whatever website it takes to watch it, I'll probably put it on when I'm in between Invincible and One Piece, because all these new One Piece episodes are English dub now. I just found that shit out last night. All them fucking episodes I watched in Japanese, they're finally in English dub. So I've been watching
What's the draw,
Invincible.
man?
Huh?
What's the draw to One Piece? I'm probably gonna piss a whole lot of people off right now. I just don't see it.
You mean like the appeal? Like what makes me want to watch it?
Yeah.
Stockholm Syndrome. I watched it enough to where I couldn't stop watching it. That's all of us. That's every One Piece fan, regardless of what they tell you. The show actually sucks a lot.
At least he's honest.
You're gonna have somebody out there. Well, actually, it's the greatest anime ever because of this reason and that and this.
Yes. Yeah, and it also took him literally 30 years to write 1,000 fucking episodes. So
He's
Too
doing
much.
something, right?
it was done so perfectly. He makes no mistakes, motherfucker. The whole show's been under a microscope since longer than I've been alive. Like, of course he doesn't make, and he still makes plenty of mistakes. Fucking plenty of them. Like,
A lot of people would say that for
let's see,
Toriyama
what's
as
that-
well.
what's
So
that one big mistake he keeps making? Oh, not telling the story fast enough. Like, it's been 30 years. We just started the story. Like,
Oh my goodness.
All right, gaming segment starts now. All right, what game should we do?
I didn't play the new one.
By the way.
I guess we gotta have him in here, you know.
I've been playing Odyssey.
Are they all kind of the same, or is like are they all different in?
They're different.
Like,
Well,
they're
they're
all-
the same but different.
They're all different enough to where you have to relearn how to play the fucking game every goddamn time. And it's aggravating.
Mm.
Yep.
So it sounds like you played a few of them, then, Hunter, not just
Yeah,
one.
I have.
All right, I'm gonna let you guys go. The gaming topic will be Assassin's Creed. All right. First thoughts on any Assassin's Creed, Hunter, and go.
All right. First thoughts on Odyssey. It's the best one. And once you play it, it's the only one worth playing. So, yeah, them other ones fucking suck now. I've been playing Odyssey for so long. I re-downloaded Black Flag the other night because I bought an extension DLC for the story. It was like $2. I couldn't pass it up. So I re-downloaded it, started playing it, got into like 2 fights, and I was like, this game fucking sucks. I'm going back to
That was
Odyssey.
the black guy, right?
No, Black Flag. That's the pirate one.
Yeah, but one of the DLCs is you were his black first mate.
Oh, I have no
thought.
idea because my dumbass restarted the story. Because I wanted to I knew it was different enough from Odyssey for me to be like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm gonna have to
Tim
relearn
Hardaway?
all this shit. Huh?
Edward Kenway,
Yeah, Edward Kenway.
first mate. I thought it was like Ottaway or something.
Oh yeah, the black dude.
Yeah.
He's
Adwale.
pretty cool.
Adwale. I was close. That was a long time ago. Anyway, yeah, keep going.
So the story's about, so the DLC's about him.
I'm pretty sure. I
That's
think I
pretty
got it back then.
I remember like when I would see him in scenes. Fuck man, what's like a good? Have you seen Spartacus?
No.
No.
Sounds
Okay.
familiar.
What's that
I haven't
thing?
seen it.
No, it's on. It was on Stars, like way
Yeah.
back when we were kids.
Yeah.
Fucking, okay. Well,
From Lazy Town?
the guy. What?
No, it was a
The
TV
fuck
show
did
about
you just
Spartans.
Stars was
What are we
a
talking about
whole-
Lazy Town for?
Listen, child. Stars was a channel right next to HBO. Okay, it was right there in that area of the channels.
Oh, Spartacus is pretty good. You live in old
Anyway.
pyramid.
So, okay, well, on the movie 300, this actor that I'm thinking of, he played the king's messenger from Xerxes, the one that Leonidas kicked him into that pit. Remember that scene?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, that
forget?
actor, whenever I'm playing Assassin's Creed Black Flag and I see, what's his name, Brockstrap? Say it again. Alawagalaga.
On Black
Oh my
Flag?
God.
The first mate.
Adwale.
Lord.
Yeah, Adwale. If they ever make a Black Flag movie, that guy needs to play Adwale.
All right.
So you said Black Flag wasn't as good as Odyssey?
None of them are as good as Odyssey. The mechanics, the fucking controls, none of them are as good as Odyssey. They're all like the movement and everything fucking sucks. For like Odyssey's the only good one, and then the one that came out after it, Viking. I tried that one too, but the thing is, like, okay, every time I fucking do
Valhalla.
something different, that one. Every time I do something different, the next objective is like fucking 2,000 meters in a certain direction, and I don't have nothing. I don't have a horse. I don't have a fucking, like, I just gotta run on foot all the way there. No fast travel. Like, fuck all that. I'm not playing that shit.
Part of the game. It's the journey, the exploration.
Yeah,
Kidding
well,
me?
it takes too long though. It'll take you like fucking 20 minutes to walk from somewhere to another. Like, you know what I can do in I can eat fucking 4 hot pockets in 20 minutes,
Fine,
Rockstrap.
I'll give you an Assassin's Creed game that you can finish in only 5 minutes for a whole $70.
Black Flag.
You want longevity to a game, man. If you're gonna spend $70 on a new release, you want to get at least
Yeah.
$1.
But
per
that
hour out of
longevity
that
has to
game.
come with doing things, not pushing the stick forward for 20
What do you
fucking
mean
minutes.
doing stuff. Oh, I'm
No.
gonna play this game to not do things?
I'm just no, exactly. That's why I don't like Vikings. I mean the Valhalla game, because it's not doing anything. It's just running to the next objective for an hour and then fucking watching a cutscene, maybe
Then don't
getting
get
in a fight.
sidetracked.
There's no such. It's 2,000 meters away, Brockstrap. It's
It's only like 20 football fields. What are you talking about?
exactly. Why the fuck would I want to do that on a video game? Like, you could give me other shit to do between those 2,000 fucking meters. It's fucking terrible, and it sucks. And it's not fun. It's not good. It's not a good game. Assassin's Creed Valhalla sucks. Black Flag, it's all right. Origins
Hey, Lacy.
sucks. The original trilogy, I'm not even gonna touch that with a 10-foot pole. Those fans are just like One Piece fans. They're fucking ridiculous.
Secret cold sauce is shitting all over your favorite Assassin's Creed game.
Oh.
Valhalla.
Ah, no.
Just a-
It's terrible.
Sounds like
All right.
something I can recall someone.
All the Assassin's Creed games are fun. You start off with the protagonist Desmond Miles, and then he is for the first 3, which the second one has 2 of its own follow-ups. You have Assassin's Creed, and then you have 2, Brotherhood, Revelation, then 3, all with the main futuristic protagonist. I like him a lot. He's pretty cool. A lot of growth and development, obviously, during like the 5-game span he's around. They don't all, like, not all the assassins are related, but a couple of them are. And it goes through this thing called the Animus. The Animus is what lets you in present day look back on your ancestors. So that's how Desmond, he's a long lineage of these assassins, and that's how he's able to go back and look, and that's how you're able to play. You get to a point to where Desmond's not around anymore, and then you're kind of like this faceless Abstergo agent, and that's when you go into the 4th one, the Black Flag that he was talking about. All those games kind of all play the same. Then you have a couple more that come afterward, I think, like Unity, Syndicate, those are like France, Britain, and then so each one kind of has its own, I would say, era and area, right? Kind of sound the same. But so then you had one during the Revolution, American Revolution. That was the 3rd one. You were the Indian guy. I think Ezio was in Italy,
Holy shit.
and then
There's American mythology in this motherfucker.
play the 3rd one. It's pretty cool. And then
I will now.
You had Altair. He was the first one. I think he was kind of like in the Jerusalem area. So each one kind of has its own thing. And then you get to the remakes, which is a trilogy. So then you have Origins, which he's in Egypt. You play as Bayek, I think, from Siwa. You get to play in Odyssey. You get to choose between the 2 siblings. One's Alexios and the other is Cassandra. That's pretty cool. I think canonically Cassandra is supposed to be the protagonist, and Alexios is supposed to be just out there. And then you get to Eivor, who's the Viking that Cold Sauce seems to hate for whatever reason. But it's all pretty cool. So I think Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla are like the remake trilogy, and then they just came out recently with Shadows and Mirage, which Mirage I think goes back kind of to Altair's group, right? So they're all pretty cool. They do play differently. Each one you get, you started all the way back on the 360 or PS3, and then it's come a long way up to where we're now with the Series X and PS5. But yeah, it's always pretty similar. They've done a lot better at not just having, I don't know if Cold Sauce would want to go back to the days of the original to where we travel for like maybe 2 seconds and then do the same kind of like listening in on conversations or trying to steal money from this guy, or it was really repetitive at the very, very beginning. The combat was fun, but yeah, a lot of the missions were super repetitive. And then they got better on 2, and then
boring quick with that stuff.
Right, and then they became more story-oriented versus just like mission-based gameplay. So it gets a lot better. Each game has a little bit different. There was a learning curve when the new trilogy came out, because you were used to just getting like the weapons and stuff, and then when the weapons came out, you had the new combat, which is able to take this enemy out with your sword, this enemy out with your hidden blade. And then they got into the newer ones to where it was almost like an RPG element where you get the better skills and then purple weapons, gold weapons, and then based off of what your setup was, you would get a power level, which is kind of weird, but it was still pretty fun. So sorry, I didn't mean to go on a little rant there, but I know quite a bit about it.
That's perfect.
This is when you're supposed to rant.
Very fun.
Ninja, tell us why we're wrong.
Wait, what?
I'm gonna be real with you. The only one I played was Unity, and I remember a scene specifically. They said, go assassinate this guy in the church. I'm sitting there thinking like, okay, well,
What a wonderful place to go.
I had a rifle in my back, and this guy's inside of the father talks to you in this building, and like you're confessing. So this guy's sitting in there, And I'm thinking, you know, it's called Assassin's Creed. I'm gonna assassinate that guy. What if I shot him? You know what I mean? So I go and shot this guy, and you know, I shoot him, and then I go out the building. I get out completely hurt because there's no reason anyone would know I need to go down there. And then it dawns on me the mission's not done. I look around. Wait
The
a minute.
ninja connoisseur killed the wrong guy.
It hits me. I gotta go down there and stab this guy with my hand. And I'm like, what? Why would I do that? It's called Assassin's Creed. and then I go down there and I stab the guy, and they already know where I am because I just shot the guy already. And so I was just like, you know what? This game sucks.
Sometimes I like to get up close and personal and stealthy, right? And other times I just like to go mow through waves of enemies. So it's really kind of like how you prefer it.
And then there was something else that had hit me, which I kind of don't understand about this game. And that's the idea that I can wear just about any color of clothing. Like, you think like a game like Assassin's Creed, you want to blend in with the people. You're gonna wear outfits and stuff that look like the enemies around you or the people around you. I remember in the first game you were walking with these priests that were wearing the white robes. I was like, I get that. Your outfit does look like that. But then you start seeing the assassins are wearing hoods and stuff with random colors that look nothing like the people around them, and they're just sitting there in the open. And you know, my brain, because I'm a ninja connoisseur, I think about these things. How am I going to approach this situation? Well, when I approach a situation thinking, you know, I need to do some extra work to get this to work right, and I realize I can wear this purple outfit in the middle of a bunch of white robed people, and I'll be hiding from the enemy, it completely breaks my immersion. So I'm just
Right.
like, bro, is this game? Why are they wearing these hoods in the middle of nowhere? Like, I mean, a hoodie makes sense, you know, in modern times or during when you're, you know, with some church people wearing
Or if
robes
you're a
something.
Jedi.
You know, a hoodie makes sense in certain situations, but to be wearing an outfit that's completely shut, hey, I am the assassin, you know, to be wearing that kind of outfit everywhere is wild to me. And so, you know,
Yeah, because how are people
I
that you
couldn't-
walk past, how are they not looking at you like, what the fuck is this guy wearing?
and especially in Unity, everyone knows who you are. Everyone knows who you are. So that already says this guy's a bad assassin. Why do you know who I am?
I did
And
hear
then-
though. I used to like because I followed a guy. His name was like Rogue Shadow, whatever. Anyway, he was telling me how like the old like parkour system was a lot better. It's a lot more purposeful, a lot more purposeful. And like they basically said that like as the RPG things came in, like a lot of the things became very streamlined. And so I have like looking at some old gameplay versus the new, I can certainly see that the game has become less expressive or player expressive and more streamlined now.
I've recently gone back to play Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered on my Xbox One. And going back after playing a lot of Odyssey, I will say that the parkour and the climbing on Odyssey was a lot easier. I used to think, oh crap, I hate how this new system is out. I go back to 3 Remastered. It's clunky. It's you make one misstep and your guy completely goes either here or back and jumps off of where you're at. Too many buttons to do one certain thing can sometimes be not really like a benefit, right? If you got to press all the three all the time to do the one simple thing. So I do prefer the climbing. I used to think, oh crap, you're right, something new, I don't like it. But after getting used to that and going back, I definitely like the climbing, at least on the newer ones.
Yeah, I actually want better climbing than that. I want like Spider-Man level climbing at this point. I'm sick and tired of trying to figure out how to climb shit.
No, because you can just use your thumbstick for the most part on this, but when you were back on 1, 2, Revelations, 3, you had to use your right trigger, your A button, and the thumbstick. And if you missed any one of those 3 up, then you got to start all the way back from the bottom, because you bet your ass you just jump backwards if you don't die first.
Damn, sounds like a pain. Not gonna lie.
It is a fucking pain.
I only played one Assassin's Creed. It was Assassin's Creed Bloodline, I think. That was back on PlayStation Portable. Assassin's Creed.
And that was kind of like the 2.5D, right? Where you were side scrolling, but you were able to kind of like move in certain areas.
I think you're Chronicles. You sound like you're talking about Chronicles.
Could be Chronicles. But I don't remember it being more side scroll. I remember it being pretty 3D-ish.
Was it 3D-ish? Okay. I haven't played any of the PSP ones except the one, so. There were also the spin-offs.
This one right here. I didn't know he was like a time traveler until I played this one. Like you first start out in like this crazy world full of like lights and like matrix numbers like stuff. And like he time travels back to like some sort of era. So I thought that was pretty interesting to me. I thought he was just straight up an assassin, not a time traveling assassin. So I thought that was a pretty cool element.
Is that Ezio? No, that's Altair. Altair, I don't know if he really he grew old and became the headmaster of all the Brotherhood. I don't think he is I've never played that one, so I don't want to discredit what you're saying, but as far as I know, Altair never really had any time travel, from what I know the lore to be.
Okay, I could be talking about the wrong one.
What you're probably thinking about is so like the Animus system, like they'll have like random glitches within the world because like the Animus system breaks into the DNA, whatever. And so what probably happened was you went through a time travel thing, and because they're inside of the mind of the person they're doing for that story, they're seeing things they should never be able to see. So it's like the DNA is having a separate timeline that's able to see this new information. But in canon, they never end up having these timeline breaks.
Right.
Oh, yeah, because it just looked. I don't know what it was, but it was pretty dope. Just the element they had in it. So, do they have time travel in other Assassin's Creed?
Unity they did. I know
Not
for
real
certain
well.
Unity did.
It's not really time travel, because you go back to the past through the character you're watching in the Animus, and then you figure out where they did stuff, and then you can go there later and find what they put away in certain spots, right? There's these thing called artifacts that are really powerful, created by what is it called, the civilization before. So the humans in this game are the second set of civilizations, right? They were these kind of stronger, more powerful beings before, and they talk through. It might have applied to Valhalla. It seemed to be kind of more Desmond that they were talking to for a little while, and then the second character came along. What was her name? The Palestinian, or the.
I'm not sure.
Why am I blanking on her name? Second Assassin's Creed Pro Tag. Because there's Desmond. Hey babe, who is the protagonist? Who on Valhalla? The chick. Layla? Yeah, Layla. She was.
She wasn't even that hot.
Well, she wasn't supposed to be. She was supposed to be a girl boss. Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, girl bosses. How you gonna be afraid of an ugly woman? That's not what's she gonna do.
Layla Hassan. Here, let me bring up my. So here's the second gal.
Hang on, dude.
But she created. She's actually in a. Sorry with my slow internet here. She was actually a defected Abstergo scientist, and she created her own kind of Abstergo or Animus that didn't have to have a direct genetic code to watch anyone. So with Altair and Ezio, Desmond had that chronological, that chromosomal tie to those characters, but then she was able to watch whoever she wanted at any point in time because she had her own updated Animus. But where was I going with this? I'm sorry, I kind of lost my train of thought here.
I think he was talking about how Odyssey is the best one.
Right. So time travel, not really. Maybe to what Ninja was saying earlier, you have those little glitches within the Animus, but it's almost as like certain special humans get the attention of what's left from the civilization before, and they're talking kind of as spiritual people. I don't think they're still around physically anymore, but there's like remnants of the civilization that interact with the new protagonists in current day that say, hey, go look at this person, or you'll find this artifact if you figure out where they were at this time or something. It's really weird. There's a whole lot of stuff going on. There's a lot more. There's a lot more to the game than just going around assassinating people, if you'd believe it.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, going around assassinating people is a very small part of Assassin's Creed.
That's kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of like fucking Seven Ninja story over there. This game's about assassins. The fuck.
You still get to be an assassin. It's pretty fun.
Kinda. If you want to call yourself that.
So what are you, more of a warrior?
You're a mercenary in Odyssey. You're not an assassin in Odyssey. You're a mercenary, and everyone knows who you are. You're like a Luffy. Everywhere you go, people are like, "Yeah, that's that fucking dude that saved us."
Okay, be real with me here. If you bought a new game for it to be just the exact same game as the last fucking game you bought,
you wouldn't buy that
third one.
Are
you gonna be happy with it? Or, hey, this one's a little different. I'm happy that it's not the exact same thing I just bought.
Yeah, no, I completely agree.
You have the COD community, that's a different story.
Yeah,
the COD community.
Those people aren't. They're not gamers. We don't know what to call them yet, but they're not gamers. They're not.
It's like, oh, I'm an assassin. I'm assassinating, and I'm overhearing conversations 400 times.
Yeah.
But, hey, here's the second one. Hey, cool. I get to assassinate and also eavesdrop a couple hundred times. Next game. Oh man, I'm just playing the same shit for $70 every fucking time. No, okay. Here, this one, you're a freaking Spartan. This one, you're a pirate. This one, you're some Indian guy. This one, you're in freaking wherever. Like, oh, okay. These are all at least different enough for me to be satiated and also kind of come back to some comfortable familiarity. I'm not. I'm just saying, like, they don't all have to be assassins.
I feel like you're screaming at me right now. Like, no,
going to be an assassin every single
Assassin's Creed sucks because it's the same thing, and then after it's the same thing, it's the same thing again.
No, but that's what it feels like people are asking for. I'm like, no, like realistically, you're gonna get tired of that shit.
Yeah, of course. Unless you're a Call of Duty player.
I'm sure even they get annoyed.
No, bro, for like fucking 20 years, they've been playing Modern Warfare 2, just gently tweaked over and over again.
Play now, that's what I call Madden 79 or what?
Now that's what I call
NBA
Madden.
2K players.
Dude, Brock, how old are you again? Now that's what I call Madden.
I was making a joke to the old that's what I call music, and then also that there's like 7,000 fucking Madden games that never change.
Oh, now that's what I call Madden. I got you.
It was a play on. It was showing how old I am, but I thought it was funny that I combined. Anyway, I'm gonna get more sushi. Fuck you guys.
Fucking dude's been eating all day.
Look what you did, Hunter. You pissed him off.
He pissed himself off. I didn't even fucking say anything.
It's your fault. It's your fault.
He was ranting at me as if I said something that I didn't say.
It's your fault, Hunter. Here's my rant. Why it's your fault? It's your fucking fault. All right.
I was like, yeah, those are really good points. These Assassin's Creed games, they're okay, but Odyssey's a really good one. And then Brock is like, oh yeah? Well, what about if it was the same thing every time for $70?
Yep.
So
Yeah, you brought it out of him.
yeah,
Just
it's all
had
your
to do
fault,
it,
man.
Shameful. Shameful. Shame that guy.
What else you got on Assassin's Creed, Hunter? Anything else?
Oh man, you know, when I was trying to explain it to Artemisia, when I was trying to get her to start playing it, I remember one of the things that when I realized this, I started to think about it more and more while playing Assassin's Creed, and I was like, holy shit, that's so fucking true. And because I told her, me and her are both Prince of Persia fans. And I was like, the gameplay is a lot like Prince of Persia. And then I was like, holy shit, no duh, it's fucking Ubisoft. They just stopped making Prince of Persia and started making Assassin's Creed. Because essentially, as far as like, if you're making the game, it's the same fucking game, just with some differences, you know?
Mm-hmm. I could see that. I do get like a Prince of Persia vibe when I like watch the show, or not the show, like clips of like the game, like back in the day. Like I remember Prince of Persia 2 was a pretty hot commodity back then.
Yeah,
it was like,
and
all
then
the talk of town.
Odyssey is a lot like Prince of Persia because you can fight monsters. Like I fought a giant fucking minotaur that was like 15 feet tall, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, Assassin's Creed is this generation's Prince of Persia. Is my official take, and as a franchise, I give it a fucking like 5 out of 5 because like horrible execution, but somehow very popular. And then as like each individual game, they all pretty much suck except for Odyssey.
Okay.
And I still only give Odyssey. Oh, I have one final thought though. Like I still only give Odyssey like a pretty decent rating, like a 7.5 or 8. But I also every single time I play an Assassin's Creed game, and I'm pretty sure Ninja's gonna agree with me. Every single time I'm like, if they just had like a few more years to work on this would be the best fucking game ever made.
What about Assassin's Creed Shadows? That's the one Photop said he was playing. What are your guys' thoughts on that one?
That's
a
a
brand new one.
controversial one. Yeah.
I haven't played it really.
That is very controversial. I do want
You
to say
can't
this,
look
though,
your
before
Japanese
we
friends
get
in the
back
eyes if you say you like that game.
So here's what I have to say.
to-
Here's what I have to say about that as far as the controversy goes. In Assassin's Creed 2, you were in Italy, you were an Italian guy. In Assassin's Creed 3, you were in early America, you were an Indian guy. In Assassin's Creed Unity, you were a French guy in the middle of the French Revolution. All these areas where these diverse people come from the area they're in to now being a black guy in feudal Japan. So
Right.
it is what it is.
So no,
You
it's
had-
not is what it is because all
had-
the Japanese people, they're like, oh shit, we're finally getting a fucking Assassin's Creed about us. And then, oh no, we got to play as a fucking black guy.
I think that you need to
Oh.
leave if you're going to try to create an immersive game into where you can be the character in that would fit in with, because you did have retainers back then. Apparently this person that you play as was a historical figure of some sort, which is fine. But if you're going to make all these games and this is the standard for each of those games, then you want to
And part
keep
of the
applying-
games is to show these cultures and their
you want to keep
stories.
applying the same formula to the game instead of try to play any kind of political BS, right? You don't want it to be pulled. You don't want to be pulled out of your immersion on things that relate to hot topics culturally in real life.
Today, while
So-
we're playing a game that's set like
I could-
500 years ago.
I could go play Shadows and enjoy myself and have a good time. I haven't played it yet. I can't speak to it. I could probably go play it and just have the time of my life. It would probably be really fun. I don't know anything about it. There's already a lot of preconceived notions about it before it came out. It seems to be pretty popular right now.
Okay. There's just a little bit of controversy with the whole character selection thing they did.
If you go to Egypt and you play as Bayek, right? Bayek's a black dude in Middle Eastern kind of African country. We've already had. If we're trying to play race politics here, we've already had one, right? Like it's I don't know. It's Unity or Ubisoft. I don't know what their affiliation is like as far as people up top. I know there's been a lot of, even in businesses, right? There's been a lot of push in businesses to be a certain way, right? Once every April comes around, it's certain happy time.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Anyway,
Pride
yeah.
Month.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. So anyway, that's all it is. I think it's a lot of businesses trying to bend the knee to a certain ideology. I wish games
I'm
stayed
so
out
glad
of it.
DEI is dying. I'm so glad.
What's up, Seven Ninja?
I'm so glad DEI is dying. It's
Yeah.
I think it got blacklisted at this point. Like I remember.
It's
reading
good. It does
something
the
about that a
opposite
while
of what
back,
it's supposed to. The whole purpose for DEI was to bring people together, and all it does is piss us off at each other.
Well, no.
To where it drives us apart.
What's at the goal of it? What's it supposed to be? Just basically more anti-discrimination, right? So if the laws that we already had set in place were followed, then we wouldn't need extra laws to do the same thing, basically.
Yep.
So I don't. It's a cultural push to do the same thing that was already kind of being done. Again, keep it out of the games. Cool, whatever. Like, I mean, I don't know how much more you can bring attention towards certain things outside of video games, but I'm sure you could do it, right? I think that's probably why the new Dragon Age is probably flopping pretty hard too. I think you actually, because in Dragon Age, based off of what you do and say to other characters in your party, you get certain let's call them heart points. I don't know what the fuck it's called, but like your people can actually
It's like a
you.
meter.
Yeah,
Like, it'll go like it starts off in the middle, and then like it might go towards friendly, or it might go towards rival,
But I know
depending
that
on what you do.
I think BioWare is the developer for the Dragon Age games, and I think like they actually dropped a whole entire like minute and 30-second commercial about or advertisement about somebody doing push-ups to like apologize for misgendering or something, and I'm just like, in a game,
What the fuck?
in a game, come on, man.
I remember that.
Like I guess what's the word when you're trying to value something?
That's them motherfuckers. The motherfuckers at the company, they don't get out enough. They spend too much time online, and so they think, oh my god, everybody hates this one fucking thing, because the only motherfuckers that are talking to these people are the ones that are complaining. All the 90% of the motherfuckers that are just playing and going, man, this is pretty cool.
I think
This is
we're
all
getting
that."
Squall kicked off of YouTube right now. Let's kind of come back to where we're.
Yep. Get him out of there. Get him out of there. No, I mean,
How was
he's
I
pretty
saying
good,
bad?
Like you see him off of Twitter, you'll be alright.
And I see what Brock's
You're right.
saying. He might be hovering around that the not so talky about subjects.
He just gets
But-
shadow banned. That's all.
Fuck the
but-
oligarchy. The One Piece is real.
The One Piece is real. No, that's the only controversial about the new one. There is still a Japanese gal you can play as. I'm pretty sure it's got another one of those you can be the guy or the gal kind of deal. I don't know much about it, but
Yeah.
it is a lot. It's feudal Japan era. There's I'm sure the game itself would be fun. I haven't played an Assassin's Creed game that I really haven't enjoyed at all.
Oh, probably her.
Yeah, I think it's her.
No. I've actually watched some gameplay on this, and I will say, don't play this game in English dub. They sound like wood, they sound stiff as wood. Okay, I'm put it like that. The voice acting is bad. Like, and this isn't just a matter of like, oh, I like subs. Everywhere I was looking to find out like how people feel about the dub version, said this is some trash. And it's like the worst part about it is, I would say it's even bad in subbed as well. It's like whoever was like directing voice acting did a bad job in both locations. It's crazy. When it comes to, I've said this before, I'm not in this scenario. It's not that hard to understand why she might be well known in her city, but like the fact that she takes her mask off and stuff like that on a regular basis anywhere she goes, she takes off her mask or hood. It's weird. I don't understand. Again, the ninja connoisseur in me is probably stopping me from really fully immersing in that part. But like, I'm not a fan of that. I don't think an assassin should be showing themselves. And I really wish they would have like, she's a woman, which means her femininity is one of her strongest suits. And yet they did not really delve into that idea at all. I mean, you don't necessarily want to do that per se if this is but it's not a teen game, it's an M. So you could have went that route. It kind of feels very safe to some degree. Because again, Akona Ichi is about, she could be an assassin, a regular assassin like every other game. She could do that, but she can also
their seductive techniques.
Yeah, like she can do things men cannot do. So the idea that they did not train her at all into that was very wild to me. Now I'm not going to talk about the other issues. I heard that like the only thing like Yasuke can do is decapitate Japanese people. I've been hearing that a lot about this game. I don't want to talk about that as much because I don't know altogether what that's about. But what I do know is a lot of Japan does not like this game at all, and so you know, that is like a lot of Japan. I think the Prime Minister of Japan specifically does not like this game, and so that's everywhere right now about this game.
Why don't they like the game? It doesn't represent Japan that well.
Doesn't represent Japan that well. So the way I understand it, there was a point in time where they were saying that you could learn about Japan's history through this game. And because you start saying something like that, you're going to be on a more of a critical eye. Well, when you start changing history and saying this is the official history, but it's not, and you're not trying to be as accurate as possible, you know, people are going to start having issues with you trying to change their culture. It kind of reminds me about the Latinx thing, if you guys remember that
Latinx
terms. Yeah, like it's kind of similar to that in a sense, like, you know, you're trying to change our history, you're trying to make this the real thing when reality is a very, very different. And so a lot of the reason Japan doesn't like it is the changes of history that they're making. Now, you may say, well, anime does that differently, but anime is never trying to be outright Japanese history. Anime is very fantasy. They make that very obvious every single time. And so it's more like the idea of just simply you're trying to change their history, you're using the wrong events or the wrong things in what's supposed to happen at certain times of the year, certain seasons. There's a lot of things in Japanese culture that's just misrepresented.
That makes sense. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'd be mad too if they misrepresented one of my cultures that I'd be proud of.
Here is the disclaimer that's usually at the beginning of every Assassin's Creed game when you turn it on. It's a game that says inspired by historical events and characters. It's typically saying, hey, this isn't going to be 100% factual. things are going to be probably misrepresented, or it's going to be a fictional piece of art about historical stuff that's not 100% represented accurately. So just for that, I understand that the frustrations of misrepresenting a culture to whatever varying degree, but they typically do have the disclaimer here saying, hey, we know everything's not going to jive right. So I don't know, for whatever it's worth, they typically try to cover their butts and say, hey, we know it's not 100%. Just have fun, play the game.
Makes sense. Well, they got their backs on that one, but still, I feel like Japan is like one of those countries that is more like, I mean, like if it was like America and they did some fictional piece about Christopher Columbus, I don't think anyone else would bat an eye. But like you put in like someone famous from Japan's past and like made it completely false in some type of way. I could see them being somewhat offended over that.
Right. Yeah, it depends on the culture, I guess.
Alrighty, final thoughts, and then we can move on to the pondering topic. Hunter, you can go first. Seven Ninja, Brock.
Why am I always going first?
All right, Brock, you can go first. Step Seven Ninja, then Hunter. What's up, bro? Rat?
Hunter doesn't say anything. He's fine. He can stay quiet.
So how do I feel about Assassin's Creed, or like what's the
Just
the
final
ending?
thoughts. Anything you want to say at the end of like this little segment here?
Definitely give Assassin's Creed a try. It's a really fun game. It's got a lot of cool combat type steals. I know that if you want to be like an assassin, right, then you want to be the stealthy route. There's a lot of routes to go that way as well. Yes, you don't blend in on certain games, but customization is just as fun. So I agree with what Ninja says, but at the same time, I'm like, well, you kind of want to tailor your guy to how you want him to look, regardless of reality. I'm playing a game, so I'm not trying to be super realistic here, but it's definitely a good series. A lot of games out there now, you can get the collections, a lot of the HD remakes, so you should be able to find most games based off of whatever current gen console you're on. It's cool. There's a lot to it. There's even more lore out there than probably what's even in the games. It feels like they built an actual universe just around the game, so it's a pretty cool deal. I think Ubisoft, I don't typically like everything Ubisoft puts out, but they've done a good job with this series.
Alrighty, Seven Ninja.
I was gonna say that I am one thing I am a big fan of on Shadows is that the way they've added more to the not just movement, but just like the movement systems that they have, being able to go into prone, being able to sneak through grass and stuff like that. I thought that was pretty cool. I think I don't even know if you could swim in the old games like that, but I know like swimming's a lot more what's the word I'm looking for? There's a lot more stuff to swimming as well now, and so I think I'm enjoying the things that they've added to the overall system that allows you to be more when you're doing the assassin thing, you're being more effective, I guess. And so I like that about Shadows a lot. Outside of that, I'm good.
Alrighty, Hunter.
Virtue signaling was the thing I was thinking of earlier.
Yes.
What are we giving our final thoughts on Assassin's Creed?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I thought I did that already.
Mm-mm.
Final
Tell it
thoughts
again.
as a franchise, like I give it like a rated like a 5. Like a 5, maybe a 5.5. It's a little bit better than a 5.
Out of 5.
No, out of 10. But yeah. Like all in all, because every single fucking one of them just fucking, it feels like it's not done yet. It feels like they needed more time to finish, but the people in charge were like, No, it's gonna sell. I want my money. I need another boat. So they don't have enough of a passion for their art to make good games. They're just putting good games out because they fucking have the technology and the people. So fuck them. Assassin's Creed Odyssey was awesome. That game, I'll give it like an 8. And bring back Prince of Persia.
Huh?
You know, it's cool that we all get to have our own opinion. I'm sorry yours is wrong.
Well, you know what, Rockstrap? I extend my sympathy to your wrong opinion as well. Hashtag Prince of Persia is better than Assassin's Creed.
It might be. I've never played it.
Well, you should try because it's better.
Okay.
I think they made a roguelike of Prince of Persia recently.
You gotta play Prince of Persia 2 Towers. That's the fucking one, bro.
Oh, I don't have much of a final thought. I'm just gonna say Rockstrap is right over Hunter. And let's get into the pondering segment.
Fuck you, Squall!
All right, we are back. Philosophical question. If the world is sent into an apocalypse, is it the survivor's duty to bring the old society back?
Oh, I'm gonna be so good at this.
All right. Well, you went last time, Hunter, so you can start this time.
All right, it is absolutely not the survivor's duty to bring the old society back. Here is why. Because that old society just got fucked up by the world. So something was wrong. So we trying something else this time. I don't care how you want to explain the apocalypse. Oh, maybe fucking God did it. Maybe society got people powerful enough to do this shit. Maybe the universe said something's wrong here. Y'all need a restart. Either way, everything got fucked up. We went through an apocalypse. So what we were doing before is not the right shit. It's time to start over from scratch, write some new 10 commandments, and then we're gonna make a new thing. We're living in a new world. We're gonna have a new society.
You know what the 10 Commandments are?
Yeah, I know quite a few of them. I know for some reason, don't lie is on there, but don't non-consensually have sex with people is not on there, which is wild.
All right. Each one of those 10 commandments, if followed, take religion out of it, right? They're not.
They're pretty, yeah. No,
They're good rules. They're good rules to live by.
Pretty good standard.
They're social.
Maybe not the honor thy mother and father one. That one's kind of dumb, especially if you have shitty parents.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, they're all social rules that everybody, if followed, for the most part, will be.
I completely agree.
Socially evolved, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, but it got fucked up in the apocalypse, so we're not bringing it to the new world.
Well, so say we create a morally high society, right? Like everybody's cool, and then something happens completely outside of the way we decide to hold ourselves, right? The people that didn't follow those are the ones that brought upon the end times, right? Not the people that. I'm not gonna say every rule should be followed. Obviously, some rules are meant to be broken. Some rules are stupid rules. If I were told not to eat a banana on Friday, I would have no idea why you told me that I can't eat a banana on Friday. That's pretty stupid. But those that everybody would say are, yeah, we should follow these kind of rules, and then the people that didn't were the ones that caused probably whatever issue. Okay, well, that's not...
Okay, yeah. Let's just blame Bob for the apocalypse because he ate a burger on Friday during Lent season.
Did Bob create, like, some kind of weird, stupid virus out of the Wuhan laboratory over in China and release it upon the world, did he follow any kind of ethical like guideline, or did he just like, oops, and then a couple hundreds of thousands of people died?
Why'd you do the Donald voice for the oops? As if Donald made the China virus.
I didn't. It had nothing to do with that. Was just my voice. Oops. Right?
Yeah,
Like,
that sounded like Brock.
That
To
sounded
me.
so much like Donald. It was like, oops, I made the China virus. Now the world's gonna explode.
no. I'm just saying. It's the one guy that probably didn't follow the rule he was supposed to that wiped out a good portion of human society and had us in lockdown for a year and a half. So, like, to bring back the old. Now, I have a lot of problems with our society too, right?
They have different morals and stuff.
That people that don't follow the same moral guideline that I have probably also have issues with. So yes, there's a lot of problems in
There's
the
common
current
ground.
world that many people with different outlooks all agree, yeah, that's pretty stupid. So let's not bring back the, yeah, that's pretty stupid kind of things back with us when we start over. But that's not to say that everything about the old world was bad.
Unless someone who survived the apocalypse with you does agree with those things that you think are kind of stupid. Because whoever survived is who has to shape the next society. Society, you can't be society as just one person. You don't get to do that. That's not a society. That's a Brock. That's
Exactly.
But also, at the same time, see, this is what I love this question because it really puts into perspective the literal fact that this world is yours. All you have to do is impose your will upon the world around you, and you can make it what you want it to be. If you can get enough power to change things into the way you want them to, if you can impose your will onto the world around you and surround yourself in a world of your own vision and will, you have essentially become a low-tier god.
How did that work out for Hitler?
I mean, he fucking died. He didn't get the immortality part first.
How'd that work out for Mao? How'd that work out for Pol Pot? How'd that work out for...
I never said gods were good.
No, but I'm saying that regardless of what happens, no matter how much power you amass, what good are
Still
you
gonna
one
die.
powerful being to your constituents that you piss off?
It's not about how it ends, Brock. Life and how you live life has nothing to do with how you die. It doesn't matter that you're going to die. We're all going to die.
Yes.
But you can create a world that's going to be fucking awesome for you. Or you can live in this world that has been created to be awesome by these other people. And just, you're not ever going to have fun because the oligarchy is busy having all the fun because they tax us and shit. So
I agree.
it's up to you. Either follow the laws and be miserable or rebel and be happy. I'm smiling.
I'm smiling too.
When I think about this subject, I'm thinking like the Lord of the Flies book or movie, where like the kids crash land on like an island, and like the plane driver is like dies or something like that. So it's just a bunch of kids, and basically they appoint a leader, but they don't respect the leader, and there's another leader that they see as a leader, but he's like a complete dickhead who has no leader skills, and he's just
Drop the rock on that
he's
kid.
just it's just chaos basically. The whole island is
Right.
in chaos when this guy is ruling, because he's not imposing any rule. He's just let everyone go
Yeah.
ham,
He
do whatever
wasn't
you
even
desire.
a good leader. He was just the
Yeah.
most confident. So the other ones
Yeah.
that were still scared, they were like, this fucking dude knows what he's doing. He's confident. When the whole time, he's like, dude, your rules fucking suck. We're not going to last 2 years under your rules.
Exactly. it went to complete shit and chaos until they finally got saved by some adults, and the adults like, the fuck are y'all doing?
Yeah.
Like,
Like literally,
so-
the adults showed up and everyone just stood there and started crying. Like they were like,
So
"Oh,
ba-
we fucked up."
like the point of that book and movie was to show that you need some sort of order for like society to function. Like, I'm not saying go back to the old society, but like someone needs to like come up with some sort of rules that everyone should follow, you know? Like if we were to like,
Yeah, exactly.
so
And I'm glad you appointed me because most people are sheep and y'all need to be led.
Out of here.
nah, bro, you are the kid.
Get that outta
You are the kid that's confident on that island, bro. That led everyone to shit.
If everybody always goes off the feels good rule, I want ice cream for breakfast every single day. I want ice cream for supper every single day. I want ice cream for every meal every single day because it feels good. What happens?
Do you have the opportunity to
fat.
have ice cream on your
Get fat,
taking it from other people?
You
get fat, unhealthy.
You sleep with this guy's girlfriend, you sleep with that guy's girlfriend, you sleep with the other guy's girlfriend, all because it feels good. All them girlfriends have pissed off
But-
boyfriends that now
But
want to
are
get back
those
at
girls consenting? Are those girls
No,
wanting to sleep
it's
with
not
you?
what it's not what I'm saying. I'm saying those girls' boyfriends are now all pissed off at you because you decided it's not
No, they're pissed off at their girlfriends for betraying.
No,
them.
that's not
I
how
got
guys
nothing to do
work.
with it.
That's
And
not
if
how
he's
guys
pissed
work.
off at me, he's got a fucking problem. And the next girl's gonna cheat, and the next girl's gonna cheat. That ain't got nothing to do with me. And if he wants to throw hands, he can get them, son.
That's fine. I'm saying, like, out of all these things, only based upon feels good with no ethical code that, or here, let me rephrase this.
Repercussions.
You're going, yeah, you can have the responsibility that follows feels good choices sometimes will be only detrimental to the people. So sometimes, hey, I will feel good if I do this, but I probably shouldn't because the outcome or the responsibility following will be negative to what I want to have happen right now. So if laws are gone and nobody has any like ethical guideline to follow and we all only do at all times what feels good, there's going to be abject chaos because you're going to start stealing, right? This guy will feel like stuff has been taken away from him. He'll feel incomplete and then go after and seek what's been taken from him, or just there's only negative emotion that can come at the end of an only feels good society.
Yeah. If
Somebody's
you
always going to be ripped.
I completely
It's-
agree. That's why it's important to remember that your happiness can't impose on other people's happiness. If your happiness comes at the cost of other people's happiness, then your happiness isn't valid. It's not warranted. You don't get to have that happiness, you fucking thief. You don't get to do that. That's the rule. That's what we're doing. We
Right.
sticking to it. And if anyone doesn't like it, they can catch these hands.
But that's
I
how
am the
people are going to
enforcer.
feel.
I am
That's
the
how
law.
people are going to feel that they're now again going back to what I said earlier, heavily regulated to the point to where I can't eat bananas on Friday is very stupid. So there's going to be that little in between. Maybe I'll bend this rule to get what I want. Won't necessarily hurt anybody, right? But then I'll feel good. Like I can go and eat ice cream once, maybe. I can still indulge in that kind of good feeling, but not to the point to where it becomes detrimental to myself.
Yep.
Oh God, bro. Oh, Mutant Hunter.
What?
Just heard a splash in the toilet. I know you guys heard that shit
It
too.
wasn't in the toilet.
Oh, okay. Alright.
I'm muted though.
I heard some solution.
Alright, Seven Ninja, you're the one that brought up this question. What do you think about this?
Should we bring back the old society? I feel like, our basis, our blueprint is going to be the old society. But then you have to ask the question of how did we get here? And so I think that maybe we don't bring back the old society altogether,
But like Brock was saying, there are some things that we can use, some things that we can rely upon, especially because if we're talking about a world where we've never had to run, not even just a big society, let's just say a village or maybe a couple of friends, we've never had to do something on a level as, what's the word I'm trying to use? It's like maybe we haven't had to do something on a scale of a village before. Having something of the past that did work is a good idea. And so it's like, I think that having some of the old things is good, but I believe my question is, should we bring back everything that was from the past? And for me, I'd say no.
Yeah, I agree with
Yeah,
that.
that'd be a terrible idea.
And the Federal Reserve.
Like,
And
I
the
think
bankers.
I agree with Hunter's statement. Like, if we were in an apocalypse, what were we in the apocalypse from? Was it from something man-made? Like if it was, then definitely don't bring the old back, because like something man-made is just history is just gonna repeat itself over and over. What are you doing,
The
bro?
virus from China.
Oh,
China virus.
Yeah,
I'm kidding.
We-
I'm kidding.
we definitely
Actually,
can't
I'm
bring
not.
back like
We
all
actually-
of the from the old society. Like,
Well,
could you
you're
imagine
right.
going through a
Yeah,
whole
man, you're right.
apocalypse? Could you imagine going through a whole apocalypse?
I think
you
we can
barely
talk about it
survive, and then like a week later, you start hearing shit like, "Hey, they're making a new society." You're like, what? Let me go check. Yeah, they're having a meeting on Friday. You show up, like the whole fucking everyone who survived is there. There's like 400 of y'all. Some dudes talking in the fucking mic. And he's like, "All right, so there's a line in the middle. We decided to bring back all of old society. So everybody on this side of the line, you're all slaves now."
How did we get there?
I see what you're saying.
That would suck, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I mean, hopefully it's not like something like that.
Oh, okay. Are we
we-
talking old society as in old from where we are, or old as in whatever we got ourselves to before the apocalypse happened?
Old. You know, old is before now. So it all
But
fits.
before
We're bringing
before
the old
then
stuff
would have
back.
been what is.
All right. Every sunrise, we're gonna have to chop off a kid's head and roll it down a hill, but like the Aztecs, because the sun is not gonna rise. If not, how did they find out? They-
Just talking.
Oh,
were they
okay.
just
I
really
was-
fucking late?
I was thinking more of just bringing it back to what it was before the apocalypse, just right before
Right.
everything when it blew up.
There's slavery going on in the world today.
There is. There is. In fact, you could argue that there's more different kind of slavery, but it's still happening.
Guys,
Right.
I'm a stock boy at a grocery store, and I have enough in my checking account right now to buy a man in Zimbabwe.
Oh
I don't
my
know how you
God.
know the prices for that.
So
How do you know that?
the ocean is blue.
Look, the point
The
is,
sky is blue as well.
it says a lot about
But
the world we
sun
live
is,
in.
you know?
Ninja's getting so religious. The sky is blue. There's got to be a reason for that. The sun, oh, we love how warm it is.
Now, speaking of sky is blue, all right. So for imposing your own will upon the world, if is the world subjective or objective? Because I go out, the sky is blue for me. What's the sky for you?
Probably still blue.
I go
We're
up-
under the same sky, Brockstrap.
Right.
So there's that.
I breathe in oxygen. What do you breathe in?
Farts.
So for this world where we're all so different, the same laws of the world do apply to us all equally for the most part. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
say there aren't outliers, right? Obviously, you can grow, be born with like a lung defect, or maybe you're colorblind, so the sky is maybe gray or some weird off color. But for the most part, anybody that's of the majority, all live according to how the world naturally is. I'm not saying man-made. I'm just saying naturally of the nature. So obviously you get strong enough, going based off of that earlier, amass enough power. Now, like if it wipes out all but what was the number that was referenced earlier by somebody? 400, right? Now, if there's 400 people and
Yeah.
you seem charismatic enough to try and lead those people, right? Then yeah, you can probably say this thing, that, or the other, and then people will be like, "Oh." Maybe they might follow you. Maybe a couple of them. Can't bullshit a bullshitter, right? So maybe that one guy is gonna be, "Oh no, don't follow him, follow me." So then there's a
I
power
hate that
struggle.
fucking saying so much. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. You can most definitely bullshit a bullshitter because I
Can.
fucking do it all the time at work. Usually, if a motherfucker's always lying, they actually aren't good at recognizing lies. They believe shit as much as they say shit. So the more they say, the more they believe.
Awesome.
Bacon's pretty good.
Bacon is pretty good.
So we're making a new society. Are the four of us gonna run it together? What am I in charge of?
You
I have
be
to go
in
take care of
charge.
the fatherly
I
duty
don't
real
do
quick. Emphasis on the duty.
Alright. Do your thing.
Uh,
You
That was not the
be the
question
you could be the jester, Hunter. You can make you in charge of everyone laughing.
Dude, fuck you.
Really?
We're in charge of a whole society, and you want me as the fucking joke? I could run the military. I'm the fucking military guy, son. I'm the we don't even have a military. We're the only people. Okay, so no need for a military. All right, fine. I'm in charge of the judicial system. If you fuck up, if you piss people off in my society, there will be consequences, and those consequences are me, motherfucker.
Oh yeah, I don't trust you with that for sure.
I'm so good at this.
Oh no.
You putting you in charge of being the judge of everyone?
Heck
No, not the judge. Not the judge. The executioner.
Oh, definitely not.
The enforcer.
See, you remember what Brockstrap said about
When a
well,
trial
you
happens-
actually said your joy cannot impose on anyone else's joy. Your joy would
But-
be killing people.
Yeah, but whenever killing people is necessary, it's important to channel those who bring joy from that negative energy into its positive outcome.
It would be chaos incarnate. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Your cold
what
sauce
the world
and
is
love it.
supposed to be.
Yeah.
Chaos
I
and
know
carnage.
Certain. I know for certain I could not trust him in that position. He would start
Listen,
grabbing people off the street.
This is our...
just
No, I
because
wouldn't.
they looked at
No, I
him
would
like-
not. No, I would not. You are totally overestimating
Cold
my evil.
You
I'm a
said-
good
what did
person.
you say?
I
what
don't
did you
like to
say?
hurt people.
We should start killing people in all these other countries. Like, what did he say?
Yeah, because those
Oh,
other
yeah.
countries aren't
If we
part of
had
our
a
society.
superpower.
Fuck them.
If we had a superpower, what would you do with it? Hunter said you
Too many
commit
people.
genocide, basically.
Y'all are the type of motherfuckers to say Thanos was a bad guy.
Oh
He said he
god.
was gonna kill everybody that was not in America. I remember that
true.
specifically.
And I would kill a lot of Americans too. These fucking weirdos are stupid.
Well, you're talking to a guy that defended not killing villains in that one debate we had.
So you saying we can make a new society? You're gonna want to kill me?
No, I'm saying you want to kill other people. Like you want to be
can
the
tell we're-
executioner. You want to be the executioner, and you want me
I
to put
feel
you
like-
in charge of
I feel
executioning
like
people.
that is the
But I want to
most-
let them. I want
Hold
them
on.
to.
I didn't
to live.
ask you to put me with the. Who made you the fucking leader of this new society? What the fuck?
Are you asked
There's
me?
four
And,
of us, motherfucker.
you asked. You asked.
The only
ahead.
way I could see you doing any executioning is that the rest of the group decided this guy's gotta die.
That's what I
And
said.
that's what we
When a
said you are.
trial happens, if it's unanimous, obviously I get 2 votes. Then
No, you get half a vote, bro.
No,
if there's 4 votes to kill out of the 5 of us 4, my 2 votes included, then the guy has to die.
I do not want
What's up,
want
Dark?
to. I take the Tim Pool kind of route on this. I do not want to create a machine that has the power of authority to take somebody else's life. If I did nothing wrong, and I didn't, I'm innocent, and I go
Yeah, see,
to-
that's why I need
to
to
a
be in
court.
charge of this stuff, because I have
No.
done plenty wrong and I've been in prison for 3 years. So I know the gravity of consequences. I know the depth of what these consequences actually do to a
Right.
person. And I can recognize, all right, this motherfucker did wrong, but if we do to him what we did to me, he's going to come out worse. So
That's
we got to
not-
come up with something else.
No, I'm this strictly applies to only the death penalty. I do not want to create a machine.
Oh,
I
okay.
do
It's
I do
me.
not want if I were to go someplace and I did nothing wrong and I was innocent, I don't want somebody to the likes of Kamala Harris. I do not want somebody to the likes of Donald Trump. I do not want the likes of somebody to Mike Johnson, if anybody who knows who that is. Current Speaker of the House. I do not want a machine to where somebody that does not know me, does not know the situation that actually occurred, can be lied to, has faulty senses of what actually happened. I do not want that kind of thing. I don't want a body of people who could be coerced to take my life, though I did nothing wrong. I get it, people are evil. I get it that people do evil things. People take the life of others. I think exile is a thing, could be an answer. I do not want to create a machine that can be faulty to decide whether my life should be taken or not. I would rather one innocent guy go and maybe 10 guilty people go as well.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. Exile, that's what prison is. It's an exile, sometimes a temporary exile. You're exiled from society for this amount of time. And you can get out sooner with good behavior in most
Right.
states.
No, like if I was sure as fucking tomorrow's Monday that SquallRush did me dirty and I wanted him to die.
Holy
for it,
fuck,
right?
tomorrow's Monday?
Like, I could still be wrong. It could not have been Squall that did it, right? So like, why
Yep.
does my inaccurate frustration toward him get to dictate whether he lives or dies, even though he did nothing, right? Like I can take this. I can make it not personal. Like this that equation just indiscriminately applied to anyone. Like just I don't know. I don't see it. I used to think differently. I kind of got my mind changed on that when I heard him spelled out that way.
So I'm more on the side of forgiveness. I want to give people more of a chance. And if like they don't change their behavior, I don't think there's gonna be a jail if post-apocalyptic, like, just travel up, move on without this guy. Basically, that would be like the punishment.
Yeah, there's not gonna be a jail. There's gonna be a hunter bro, who's gonna be looking for this motherfucker.
That's why I wanted to appoint Hunter to Jester.
Oh, so they won't see me. They won't see me coming. They'll just be like, "Oh, it's the Jester. Hey, man, you got some good jokes for me? Yeah, how about a knuckle fucking sandwich?"
Oh Lord.
All right, seems like we're all in agreement here. No, don't bring the old society back.
Yeah, man, fuck
And,
the old society.
and don't put
Almost
Hunter in
like we
charge
all
of-
hate our America right now. Like we hate society, and fuck the oligarchy.
I mean, I do like technology the way it is. Like, I like a lot of things the way it is, but definitely some things can be reworked for sure.
Like the oligarchy.
What is the average age of people in the Senate? Or the average age of people in Congress?
At least 85.
Oh, not 85.
It's up there.
75?
Jimmy.
Them motherfuckers are old, dude.
Average
They've been
age
sitting on
of-
that cash cow.
Congress.
Do we have a new Jamie? Brock is looking it up, and he's about
Oh,
to.
shit.
What?
The average
Blimey.
age of members of the House in the beginning of the 118th Congress, which I think is current, was 57.9 years. Of senators, 64.0. So yes, we have a generation of geriatrics, a generation of people that probably will not see the world they are dictating right now.
You won't see the changes.
30 years. Yeah. Yep.
And that's a problem.
What is it? Yeah.
Because there's nothing holding them accountable for their actions. And that's why we need a strong, ruthless enforcer. Because when there's no accountability for your actions, people just do whatever they want. And when people who have no direction in life do whatever they want, the devil on their shoulder is in charge a lot. Okay?
Now,
this motherfucker is very persuasive.
Where is a lot of this legislation coming from?
What do you mean?
Where the federal laws that we all have to abide by, where are those written up, drafted, and approved?
I think it'd have to be like a group of people have to sit down and like, yeah. Oh, are you talking about in real life? Or are you talking about the post-apocalyptic?
Yeah, currently.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm
it could apply to both. It could
talking
apply to
about
both.
like America.
Right now, it's Congress all the way over in D.C. One spot, East Coast.
Oh yeah.
All very, very
it's kind of-
centralized.
It's
So
the
this
way
is what
that the
I-
laws are written, the way that our country's structure is written, is formed. It's kind of the same as exactly what we would do in a new society. Is
So
whoever is the people that everyone else like respects the most, those people have a voice in what we're gonna wind up doing, what rules we're gonna make, how we're gonna run this shit.
that's
It's the
a
same thing in America
representative.
on a massive scale.
Right.
You have-
So we have all these people over here, and what they say goes all the way across the country, right? This
Right.
is what I actually like, because I'm not gonna change. I'm not gonna change a damn thing from the middle of Iowa and this cornfield I live in, all the way out there in DC.
Oh, that
right?
attitude.
But I can go to my state capital. We are so centralized on one side of our map right now. We are so centralized in power, and I don't know why people don't think of this necessarily. What I feel the current presidential administration is trying to do is decentralize power. We have all these departments all right here on the East Coast. Department of Agriculture, all the way on the East Coast. Where do you think that would actually probably be pretty helpful in? Maybe
In
Nebraska,
the fucking where the
maybe Iowa,
cornfields are. Yeah,
Maybe, yeah.
where the
We have
agriculture is.
Department of Education. As far as I'm concerned, education happens all across the country. Why is it in one spot? I'm hearing defunding of Department of Education. Where has it gotten us lately? A lot of people are a lot dumber lately, but we're spending loads of money on it, right? So decentralization, which can happen in the post-apocalyptic world too. I think decentralization would be probably pretty good, because then you could affect local laws could apply to the local people. So there's some form of abidance by what we set culturally as a new world, right, would still have to apply, kind of like how things are here now. Sorry, I can let somebody else talk. I was just thinking.
No, you're good.
No, you're good. I'm just warning
Yep.
Squall.
Yeah, I'm thinking
No,
like it's a
a
good
really good
time to
point.
like do the outro soon. So let's get our last little final thoughts out on like this whole topic. We went as a whole. I think Hunter, it sounded like you were about to respond, so we can start with you.
All right, well, final thoughts. If an apocalypse happens tonight and there's not many survivors, and I'm one of those survivors, we are going to do things my way. We're going to do things my way. We're going to do things my way.
Do it my way for the highway.
Yeah. I was trying to figure out how to make it sound like the song without making it sound like the song, but yeah.
All right, Seven Ninja.
if apocalypse were to happen tomorrow, I probably wouldn't bring everything back. If I had to say so, if I was the one controlling things, I probably wouldn't bring everything back the way it was. But I'd also probably be looking into like how did we get there? Because it could just be one thing, and that's what I want to look at the most.
Okay.
You gonna come to
Rocket
South
Rock.
Louisiana? You gonna hang out with me after the apocalypse?
I
You gonna
have
make
to
a
figure out where you
society
are.
with
Maybe
me?
your area might get like blown up completely. It's just like a
Somehow
alligator
our
burrow.
cell phones still work.
I would try to rework some kind of banking system. Banking is a big problem right now.
Based on
I'd try
food?
Well, just on things in general. Like loan guarantees and private equity and all that garbage. Like that's all horse crap. It'll
Dude,
run you.
This is why you're our dad, Brock. Brock is such a fucking adult. Hey, what would you do right after the apocalypse? Brock would be like, man, I need to check my credit score. Like,
No. Well, I would abolish credit scores. I would abolish private equity. I would abolish a lot of stuff banking wise, right? Government probably.
we
I
can
would-
finally get rid of the interest rates on your
Right.
home loan.
No. I would try to keep some semblance of a government because I think local, what we could have locally could work very well. What we have applied to national, right? National, it's so hard on a national scale from a centralized point to actually have everything work. But I think per state, you probably have a better shot of changing something in your state than something all the way on the East Coast. You're probably never going to go to. I do think that there's value of not having self as the highest authority. I'm a believer in Christ, but I think like a believer in something higher than yourself can still give you duty to that common goal.
Absolutely.
I don't think religion in itself is bad. A lot of people say, "Oh, wars fought over that." Well, wars are fought. More wars have been fought over non-spiritual things. Mostly over territory and resources.
Yep, money.
Yeah, so there's a lot of things I think I would bring going forward from the old world, but yeah, there's definitely a lot of stuff right now that's really just screwing the population across all nations. I think that the Declaration of Independence is great. All those amendments that we have to our protection, right? A lot of people say, "Oh, this is what we have to follow." No, it's not what we have to. It's what we're telling the government they can and can't do. It's meant for the people, not for the government. So whoever thinks that those are only rules that we have to abide by, no, those are the rules that we tell are off limits to the government. So kind of change your thinking on that. But
Yeah.
I would bring a lot of the old world forward still, I think. But yeah, there's
I would
definitely
bring back Nike Shocks.
definitely a lot of bring back Blockbuster. No, there's a lot of there's a lot of things that work currently and that are great, and it's evident because look at America opposed to some other places that are around the world currently. Now again,
That's right.
banking or coerced representatives of government, right? Who do they?
Women.
Who do our representatives follow? Well, whoever's paying the most. So again, we'd have to find some way around that. But yeah, there's a lot of good stuff that can be applied currently today
A lot of good stuff.
into a new world. But I don't know.
Yeah, America's so beautiful. Our women are so beautiful in America. You can come from another country. You can come to like Miami. You fall in love with a chick. It'll be the hottest chick you ever found. Turns out she's got a dick. I'm telling you, bro. We got a lot of good stuff going on over here.
That went a whole
Anywho.
completely different direction I expected.
Have you seen some of those Lebanese gals, man? Oof. I'm just saying.
Lebanese.
Colombian girls.
Oh,
Anyway.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah, if the apocalypse happened today, I'd say no, don't bring it back. Bring back a good amount of elements that did work for sure. If I was appointed some sort of leader in any leadership position, I definitely need a team. I definitely listen to Seven Ninja. He looks like he's looking at it the right way. Like look at what caused the apocalypse and try to avoid that. Like that's a big hint, like a big thing to look at for sure. I don't know if I'd follow Hunter around for sure.
Well, you'd be living large if you did. That's all I'm gonna tell you.
I think Hunter would be more of like a tyrant than like a team player.
I'm gonna be the next Genghis Khan. Y'all gonna hear stories about Hunter, the whatever, from the swamps of Louisiana. He conquered everything under the Mason-Dixon line. He just went around fucking women and killing dudes, and now it's a whole fucking race of hunters down there, and it's a problem, and we don't know how to deal with it.
He'd be Hunter the pussy hunter for sure. That's what he'd be known for.
The pussy hunter. This motherfucker here. Yes, people, I would hunt pussy, not a hunter that is a pussy, which is the way that SquallRush thought that man.
All right, that's my final thoughts. Let's see. Let's get into our outros. Let's see. Ooh. Outro question would be, all right, so plug your socials one last time. Announce your announcements again one last time. Favorite segment, and who you picking in a foot race, the Flash or Superman? Brock, we can start with you first.
What? What?
The Flash.
That's so dumb.
No.
The Flash. The Flash is all about speed. So if somebody else is as fast as him, then what does he have? Nothing. It's got to be the Flash.
Fucking which
Flash
one of you
Sonic.
morons? Nobody.
I heard there was a debate. There was a debate of like the Superman can beat the Flash in a foot race.
Yeah, but the debate is ended on like two very, very like canon things. Number one, they had a foot race, and Superman couldn't beat him on foot. He can only beat him while flying.
All right, everybody. Brockstrap55, YouTube, Facebook, mostly Rumble, sometimes Twitch. Brockstrap55. Here, I'm going to pull up my dog's
Pull it up,
outside.
Jamie.
All right, I'll get him. I'll pull it up. Here, hold up. I gotta find it.
Superman versus Flash?
No, right here. Here's
account.
my Rumble. That's how you spell it, just like that. Go check me out. I have a lot of me and SquallRush doing our Pokemon Nuzlocke here. I do some Dragon Ball stuff, do a couple of reactions here and there too, so watch out for those. Make sure to come check us out on his channel on Thursdays, not last Thursday, but most Thursdays. And yeah, just doing a bunch of Pokemon stuff. That's my favorite, so what I do.
All right. Favorite segment?
Favorite segment? I like political and cultural topics, so I'd say our third one was pretty fun for me, honestly. It's always fun to think about hypotheticals and to look back upon what things happen current day and what maybe needs worked on a little bit. And what's going right. You got to take the wins when you can.
Yeah.
All right. Seven Ninja.
You can find me on Game Jolt, MeWe, and Rumble. It's 7Ninja7. It should lead you right back to my channel. I do not have any announcements. I don't. And what was the outro question again?
Who would win in a foot race between the Flash and Superman?
I can't believe that's the question. Oh my god. Anyway.
I would want to take off your feet, you know.
All right, we could choose who's your favorite Dororo character.
I don't have a favorite Dororo character.
Anyway. Favorite part of the podcast has to be, I loved talking about why I'm not a big fan of Assassin's Creed. That's kind of how it is. And The answer to your question, Squall, is Sonic the Hedgehog. Okay, he is faster than Flash.
No, he's
And
not.
Archie,
No, he
Archie
isn't.
Sonic, Archie
No, he
Sonic.
No.
Not
Nope.
regular game Archie Sonic.
Nope. I'm pulling a full-fledged Logan on this one. No, he's not.
Yes, but anyway,
Archie Sonic?
go on to the Archie Sonic.
The hell is Archie Sonic?
It's
It's old comics, old. Because like there's like a new
the ones
one.
that were written by Nate Archibald.
All right, the Sonic or the Flash then? Who's winning a
What the
foot
fuck?
race? Right. Well, what's your new answer?
It's got to be the Flash, man.
All right, Hunter.
Oh my god. All right. My name's
tapped
Secret Cold
directly
Sauce. Y'all
Sorry.
can find me on TikTok at Hunter on Tick. And you know what? I'm fucking making a new show. I don't have a name for it right now, but you will be able to find me on Rumble with Brockstrap debating politics, because that's the only place we're going to be able to do that on there without getting banned. Brockstrap, if you're down. It seems like a good idea.
I'm down.
I'm gonna work on that. My favorite part was not the rebuilding of society, because you assholes refuse to acknowledge my strengths. I would totally be the best at what I suggested doing, especially out of the four of us. But nonetheless, who would win in a race between Superman and Flash and Sonic and Quicksilver and all these other fucking speedsters? Let me tell you, motherfucker, something. All right, y'all listen to me carefully. The Flash can fucking run through time. Okay, no one can beat the Flash in a fucking race. You don't get that option. He can finish the race before the race starts. Are you listening to me? He can run through time.
What'd you say?
I said you're wrong, Squall. I said you're wrong.
I feel that.
All right.
Well, wrong opinion, you know. Anyway, go on, Squall.
Oh.
Damn. Again. So I'm SquallRush, the gamer and podcaster. Kind of an anime nerd as well. Got the link tree. Check that out if you want to follow my other platforms. Got the Buy Me a Coffee account in case there's no donate button from wherever you're watching from. Other than that, favorite part of the podcast was probably Dororo. I thoroughly enjoyed Dororo. Not gonna lie. Definitely need to finish that. Who can win in a fight? I'm gonna pick Sonic just to
You mean a race?
to choose.
I feel that.
Yeah,
I
I'm
feel
gonna pick
that.
Sonic just to go against Hunter here.
That's. I
And
tell you what.
Quicksilver on there.
That's.
Why did he put Quicksilver on there? Oh my god.
I was just naming the speedsters. I was just naming speedsters. Oh, you know what I mean?
I acknowledge, for the record, I acknowledge Hunter's strengths. I just think he's the wrong guy to have those strengths. Like the movie Akira, like that movie was all about if you get if power falls in the wrong hand.
I'm
And,
not the wrong hands. I'm not
That was-
hurting people just for the fuck of it.
That was me before the beard. I did, what was it, faceandhole.com all the way back then?
Oh, that's you?
Yeah.
Oh
Kinda
shit!
got a baby face on him, but you know.
Oh, I did. Where's
Oh,
my,
what the hell?
Oh, yeah.
That's
That's a good
Brock.
time.
That's 100%
All the way
Brock's
back in
part.
high school.
That's
All the way-
100% Brock's part.
Oh, what else do I got?
Uh,
There was one
oh,
I
that's
had.
funny.
There was one I had all the way back. It doesn't matter.
Alrighty, peeps. That was the Nerding Out podcast. Thank all you viewers for being here. Thank the panel. Hope to see y'all next one. Catch ya. Peace.
Blast.
Later.
On it.